Hey YouTube, Never Ending Student here. So I've got some recent additions for the lab. Some of it I'll be keeping and some of it I'll be putting up on eBay. Like these are some particularly nice gets recently. Got a couple of 53132A frequency counters. And this is my El Cheapo GPS DO. It does not put out a clean sine wave, but it will give you 10 megahertz. And these were awesome. I snagged them on eBay probably less than an hour before after they were posted. I'd been looking for a 53132 specifically to add to my bench for kind of an industry standard, known, repairable frequency counter. Maybe not for something to, go up to the higher gigahertz, but something that would do for standard applications and would be physically small. And this fills all the roles. And the 32A gives you a couple extra digits compared to the 31A, and it's a much faster counter. But what made this a slam dunk, could not shove money at the seller fast enough, was this. They both have option 12. So not option 10, the high stability oven, but option 12, the ultra high stability oven, which you practically never see that come up. I've been keeping eyes out on eBay for I don't know how long for a 32A. And I would see typically with, no ovenized oscillators, or commonly with option 10 for more money than I wanted to pay. But yeah, you very seldom to once in a blue moon come across the ultra high stability option. So a 32A in good shown working order. And they have, not in the front, but on the rear, they also both have the 3 gigahertz channel 3 option. It's just rear panel only instead of front and rear or front only. So yeah, they're just option loaded. Normally a 32A with a high stability would probably fetch, again, if the description is good and it's shown working instead of just here's one picture without it being turned on and no description. So, a proper listing. $600 to $900, maybe up to $1,000 sometimes, but probably more between $600 and $900. And that's not really even taking like third channel into account. I got these for $300 a piece, which was like, buy immediately. Yeah. But that is not the primary thing to share today. I was really happy to get these, but that's the main event. So I had been looking for a certain piece of kit for a while now. I'm just watching on eBay, trying to find a listing that was either a reasonable gamble for not too much money, or something that showed it was in good working order. And eventually I decided to broaden my search horizons and put the call out on the EEV blog forums. And someone I'd interacted with before reached out and said, hey, I have one. I'm willing to part with it. The original asking price was more that I could justify or have available for something I wanted to keep instead of, sell and make money on. Bad foofy. Yes, you're very helpful. So yeah, I couldn't justify the original asking price for something I wanted to keep instead of something I would reasonably quickly make money back on by selling it on my eBay store. But fortunately, this the individual I was in communication with also wanted something I had, a fluke scope meter. And I had one with the original hard case, a bunch of probes, not just regular scope probes, but like high current probes, differential probes, loaded. And between that and a lesser amount of cash, we were able to negotiate something reasonable and made the exchange. He got his scope meter yesterday. This arrived for me today, and I finally get to open it, as long as LabCat will kindly make some room for me. Hey, jackass, I love you, but, you know. So, without further ado, oh, and we discussed back and forth packaging, because I was kind of paranoid, because this is a sensitive instrument and has protrudy bits. But look at this. Packing peanuts. The bane of my existence. Here, I'm going to pause this so you don't have to watch me cleaning up packing peanuts, because I don't want my cat to make off with one of them and try to eat them. So, we'll resume in just a second. Okay, so we have those cleaned up. Now this is, for most things, I would say almost over-the-top protectiveness, but I was very appreciative for his efforts with regards to this instrument. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind me saying who he is on the EV blog, but I can add that in the description later. I don't want to just say without asking him first. Voltage reference and cable here below. Look at this. No void left. That's... Aww. Oh. Okay, that should be fine. It doesn't look like it's his address. So that's the first part. Some of you may recognize what that is. I kind of don't want to take that off to show you what's underneath just standing up. It is a sensitive device, so I don't want to risk introducing ESD. But wonderful. There's the power cord. Yeah, that's a nice little pocket to put everything in. That was cool. Okay. So packing peanuts will go to the trash, but all of this will get reused. Silica gel pack. Giant silica gel pack. And as we get further along, you may be starting to recognize the shape of what this is. Oh, look at that. Thank you. Okay, there's the front. So I'm going to pause for a second again and take some stuff off my bench. I'll be right back. Okay, I have some space. Now, of course, many of you will likely recognize the form factor there. Okay. It's like electronics Christmas. I like these little touches. It's not just that he protected all the input areas with ESD material, but painter's tape. It's great. It removes without leaving residue. It's a great choice for this kind of stuff. When you have a reason to put tape on an instrument itself, then good quality painter's tape will let you do that and leave nothing. It's a nice little touch. It even peels off the thinner ESD material without like ripping it or tearing it, because that'll get reused too. I think I just heard a rattle. I'll need to double check on that. Beautiful. Yep. Give myself a heart attack. All right, now what was that I heard? That could be it. If I was to guess based on the sound, it sounds like a shielding panel that's loose and able to rock back and forth. It sounds like what that is. Oh, there it is. That sounded like a screw. Yeah, okay. We don't want to turn this on yet. Sorry. Let's move this over a bit. Okay, so we had the sound of a panel kind of moving back and forth, and we had the sound of... sounded like a screw. That or a broken off plate of plastic, but... alright. I'm gonna... I'm gonna take the microphone and put it on the device. Well, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a screw. So, we haven't turned it on, and it was shown working to me. We don't want to potentially introduce a short when this could be something that is easily dealt with without worrying about it. Yeah, we'll need to take off these cow stickers. And I don't know if I need to take off. Yes, I do. All sides come off. Okay. So let's just set this down with the parts that it was attached to right on it, so we don't mix up what goes where when we're going back to reassemble. And I love that these are retained screws. Oh, if you haven't seen yet, this is a Hewlett-Packard 3245A universal source with the high voltage option, which means it can output with 6.5 digits of accuracy or precision. Let's see which torch it is. Anywhere from 0, yep, it's that one, 0 to 100 volts. I think there's plus a little bit of engineering tolerance there. So 0 to 100 volts, DC, 0 to 100 volts, peak to peak AC, not RMS AC. And I think it goes up to like 100 megahertz or 1 megahertz. I'd have to check the specs again. But it's extremely versatile and precise. And it is precise enough that you can use it as, as long as it's within calibration or, adjusted properly, that you can use it as a tool to calibrate other instruments. All right, so let's slide this off. Okay. So we have some dust there, which is around the intake, so that's normal. Looks like... Oh, that's just from this rubbing. Alright, that's fine. So, nothing untoward so far. But I want to find that screw or whatever that's rattling around. And here, let's give you a view of this beauty. There's the dreaded Dallas NV Rams that you tend to see. Hey, bad kitty. Away with you, demon child. Oh, I think I see it. Or at least I see one. Yeah, there's a loose screw. Okay. So there it is. I'm just trying not to like make contact with this board or even get too close to it. It appears... Oh, okay. And then I have, skin on my ESD mat, and then make skin contact with the ground plane of the device itself. I mean, where it currently is, that's not in danger of shorting anything. It's sitting at the bottom. But I don't want to assume that's the only thing loose in there. Because if there's one, and I don't remove it and then rotate it around again, I can't know for sure that there isn't another. How do we do this? Oh, there's other stuff you have to do to remove that. I guess we go ahead and remove the front panel. With care. Trying to figure out what's involved with that. Alright, well, I guess let's... Alright, let's turn it over and... Oh, wait. There's another. Sorry for all the creaky. That one wasn't moving around too much because the side of it was stuck on the back of the sticker there. But, yeah. Kind of called it there. There was more than one screw loose in here. So I'm definitely glad I didn't assume that was the only one. Turn it on. That's kind of a time bomb waiting to happen. If it's moved around wrong, then you have the screw resting on a trace and you go to power it up. Okay, we need to take this apart all the way before we dare apply power. Oh, that's what that sound was. Okay, so it sounds like the rattling around was this panel, able to just move back and forth and bang on that. It doesn't seem like that's any kind of functional issue. So the one we took out is the same as the smaller ones on the side. Let's set this right over here as one that we removed. Alright, now we need to rotate it around and listen for clinking. And preferably not introduce any more ungentleness. Oh, it looks like the screen was soft at one point, or the plexiglass, or the smoke plexiglass. There's a couple of them. Two fell out. Huh. Oh, do these hold the screen or the front panel in? So I see like holes right there. It doesn't look like it. Because I see a screw right there. I mean, they're definitely the same kind of screws that go into this. So, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. This was extremely well packed, but it does not mean that you can in any way eliminate force from inside these. I am super glad that we did not power this on. Because... Alright, so I'm making contact with my ESD mat and the frame. Okay. Yeah. This board had all but come out, and if you look at this, that screw like isn't really holding it on. So we can definitely find out if these screws, let's go back there. So there were 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing one. Or 1, 2. Yeah, okay. So let's put this one in. Well, let's finish putting this in, because that's completely loose. There's no tightness there. Okay, this is another reason I'm glad that we did not turn this on. With this able to do this, there was a possibility, like it was literally being held on with one screw that was already loose. So there was a possibility of any of these traces, because this is the bottom right here, could have been touching. This was possibly the flopping, the back and forth flopping we were hearing. Was this, when it was flat, this touching the bottom case? And any of these solder connections could have been touching it, since it got rattled around. Remember Dave's vlog, or Dave at EEV blog, signature saying, don't turn it on, take it apart. That was very good here. Just to say, that was very, very good to do here. Honestly, that's probably sage advice, even if you don't have an obvious reason to suspect something might be wrong. Oh. Schaffner. Okay. Well, it was powered on, so I don't think that's likely to blow up with a tar explosion right now, but I'm going to put that on my list of need to replace. Schaffner filters, common thing that you don't want to leave sitting. They basically do the same thing that... Oh, sorry about that. They basically do the same thing that... what's the name of that? The badly designed safety capacitors. REFA. They do exactly the same thing that REFA capacitors do. The method they were used for sealing has basic flaws, and over time they can have a breach, let humidity in, and explode. And from what I understand, the Schaffner filters specifically can explode violently. And then, you know, spew tar everywhere. I'm going to come right back. Back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. So, let's reduce that, I guess. Oh, that's messing up light values. Let's, that's fine, I guess. So, we have one remaining screw that we know should be there, and we haven't located it yet. And we have to locate it. We also need to check all the other screws and look for screw holes that might be empty. Because, I mean, it's not just one. 4 came out, 3 that we found so far. So, let's see, we've got one here. That is nice and tight. Here, and this is the power supply board. I guess I don't have to be as cautious here. That's nice and tight. So yeah, this being loose was definitely what was flopping around. I guess I do want this. I apologize if this washes out the light. Okay. I don't see anything else on this side or from this viewing angle on the front panel that indicates other screws I need to check or empty screw holes. So let's go ahead and rotate this around. I was digging into my bench a little bit. That's tight. 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 This ribbon cable is blocking the view a little bit. Let's try to get eyes on things without pulling anything. That's nice and firmly on there. That seems good. All right, on to the lower board. Got a screw here. Okay. There's one here. Tight. It's tight. That was mostly tight. Finger tightening, tighten it up just a teeny bit. And I realized I don't really have to make contact here as long as I'm touching the ESD mat, because we have ground plane literally digging into my ESD mat, so that's good grounding. I have one here. And one here. Let's try to not disturb this coax line. That's nice and tight. Okay. Now, check for any missing screw holes. I don't see any. Okay, now I need to rotate it around a bunch and listen for any further clinking, which makes me nervous. Did I take this out? Hold on. So those two right there were from case disassembly. There's one there, and that's the only screw hole for right here. And the other panel has one, and that is the only. So these are the only two screws that I removed, taking the case off. I don't actually remember if I pulled this or if it fell out on its own and I didn't notice it, but that is screw number 4. Alright, I'm going to rotate it around anyway, because I don't want to just assume that I didn't miss any anti-screw holes and that I didn't miss any other screws, but this is looking better. Okay, good. I don't hear anything rattling. So, hopefully this is the last one. There's no other issue. That's in tight. And that did pull the board in, so, I mean, you definitely want that secure. Okay, I'm going to put the covers back on now, because I do not want to power this on for the first time with the covers off. Let's try to be as gentle as possible. No heart arrhythmia inducing dropping of half an inch. It scares the crap out of me. Alright, so we want the bottom panel. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like so far it's just the Schaffner filter that I need to put on my replace schedule. What a lovely sound. Yep. Sorry. Okay. Just have a jumper that's slightly bent. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to put any force onto it. It's probably the Cal Secure reset jumper, I'm guessing. Not going to worry about that for now. May as well quickly eyeball the few electrolytics that are here. Just look for anything super obviously wrong. And I'm not really seeing it. Alright, let's get the top on. Let's see, I believe we need to orient yes, this way. Nope. Oh, it's there. Okay. Yep. I flipped it around. There we go. Whew. Actually, I shouldn't jinx myself and let out a breath of relief yet. Still have to power it on. Although, I don't really need the... Okay, so that's connecting grounding for both sides. So I don't really need the straps connected for that. So let us go ahead and connect power. Okay, it is in the off position. It was pretty thoroughly packaged and double boxed and sealed up, so I'm not terribly worried about, like, in the couple days it was in shipping, humidity getting into that Schaffner filter. And it was powered on. And it is set to 120 volts. Check, check, and double check. Okay. Power cord is connected. Nothing went boom. That's an excellent start. Let's... Channel A only? Oh, yeah, because it has the amplifier. That's normal. All right, so... Test. Pass. Okay. Let's get an adapter for this. Yeah. Let's connect my El Cheapo, not really metrology grade leads. Alright, so I haven't done an ACAL on that in a few days, so there, it may be a little bit off, but let's go with... Actually, let's not... Oh yeah, it can't hurt it. It can only go up to 10 volts on this channel. So let's go volts DC, 1. Yeah, 4 nines. I call that completely within reason. Like I said, it's been a few days to maybe up to a week since I ACAL'd this. Give me 10 volts. Oh, I think I had it on NPLC 240 or something. It's not quite necessary. Or maybe I did have it on 100. Oh, look at that linearity. Oh, well, I had to say that. Then it jumped a little bit. Although I did walk closer to it, and we were at this level. No. What was it? 9. And let's go back to 100. So, no warm-up time at all. We need to keep that in mind. The 3458A has been on. I mean, we had a thunderstorm and I pulled it, but other than that, it's been powered up pretty much continuously, and it's been on for several days since the last thunderstorm, and I, unplugged it. So the 3458A is fully warmed up, but the 3245A just got powered on, so we can expect that it's not at temperature yet. I wonder which way is it drifting? 38, 39, 38, 34, 38, 20, 38, 21. It is drifting downwards. But, I mean, we still have 4 9s, so I can use the 3458A to cal the source. I think I've seen XDevs do that, so I have that as a reference. And if I go ahead with this beauty, then it'll need cal anyway. This is, I believe, I'll have to double check my email. This is either the LTZ1000 or ADR 1399. I think it's the LTZ1000. It's the improved voltage reference that XDevs came up with specifically for the 3245A as an improved accuracy reference. But this is nice. This is very nice. Yeah. Okay, so let's pull this. Is there like a standard output on off? No, let's leave that. So anyway, what this is for is it's a 6.5-digit resolution source, and yeah, I'm looking forward to using this as a cal source. I'll play around with this more, let it warm up, but I think we have a nice save here, because I feel like that could have gone badly, but it didn't. We heard rattling, we caught it, and we're good. Yeah. Little bit. Cosmetic. 'Tis fine. 'Tis a scratch. Sweet. Well, thank you very much, EEV blog person who I will ask by email if it's okay to specifically call you out. This has been excellent. It looks like some stuff, finished coming loose and rattled around during shipping, but I mean, it still had cal seals, and with reasoning that I agree with, you had elected to not open the unit up, so that is fine. We caught it before power on. Nothing bad happened. This is excellent. Thank you very much. Fully satisfied.